Greetings, Marsh here, and welcome to episode 83 of my modded Factorio playthrough. This doesn't need to be particularly clean, but we need to figure out a way to hook up all of these pipes. We could go down the middle. That would probably be the overall cleanest way, but in a more temporary sense. I think if we just pick these machines up right here, we can kind of put pipes right along here and accomplish the same thing. Because these all connect together. Looks like we're going to need to move a little bit of stuff here. I think just move them up by one should get the job done. There we go. And we need another barreling pump. Does that reach? Not really. That's okay. We just put another one. Doesn't need to be super clean. And let's pick up our barrels. And sulfur, empty sulfuric acid barrel. There we go. Right, working pretty good. So they have a combination of standard ore and also infinite ore, which they're going to kind of equally remove. You see how it really doesn't require that much. This thing is barely running. And in fact, we can calculate how much ore we would get from these barrels. Each barrel has 250 liquid in it. So 250 liquid times 480 barrels is 120,000. And since we get ore at a rate of 1:1, that means we're going to get 120,000 ore from that one shipment of acid. And that's going to be almost 3 loads. So that's pretty good deal. You don't want to do it excessively because obviously we need that sulfur for other things, but if you've got extra sulfur, use it in mining. It's much more efficient than using Prospector and digging deeper. And we're still trying to keep pollution as low as possible to avoid biter evolution, so that's extra good to do. Okay. Let's install some lights. It's gonna be a little awkward, but I'll just install it up here. It'll work. Let's see, and let's hook that up. The parameters here is just sulfur. I'm not sure if these numbers are good. But we'll use them. So we're already kind of low. Kind of surprised me. See, we have less than 500 because of how much we drained out of that to fill those barrels. So if we would have had a second set of barrels filled up, we would have had nothing left. But it's okay, we still got full sulfuric acid in the tank, so it's okay for some of this stuff to get low. And as we use less and less coal, we're going to have less and less sulfur left over. Because as it stands now, I believe we're using no coal. Or at least not for power. Yeah. So this is kind of to be expected. It's a little annoying, but We don't really need the sulfur for anything else after we make all those accumulators, so I'm not terribly concerned. There's a slight other improvement we can do, and that is use the benefit of the long plastic pipes right here. Okay, so it doesn't quite reach there. So if we put it here, it'll be symmetrical if we do this. Oh, just slightly less pipes. Why not? Looks good. Now we have more pipes left over, but oh well. We've been waiting, taking care of other things, being distracted, but it's a lot of byproducts. How are we doing on oxygen? Well, tank is good. It's not quite full, so we're not quite keeping up. Are all these running at full blast? Yes. So surprisingly enough, that's technically not enough, but I think it's because of the slight copper production and also the fact that we use a ton of this making sulfur dioxide and just sulfuric acid, so hey, it's still not empty, so we're okay for now. But interestingly enough, are we low on power? No. It's hard to tell if this pump is moving at full power or not. It must be. Just doesn't look like it. Well, maybe it is. So that's interesting. So this isn't keeping up anymore, or not quite. So we might be at the point of needing 2 pumps. But it's not empty. So it's holding out. Meanwhile, we have a bunch of miners we need to build. Out of iron, but we have tons of that in the truck. Speaking of which, where is the truck? Oh, back over here. Okay, so we need to combine these. I wonder if they need to be a red belt. I don't think so. It might cut it close, but I think we're fine as is. And we just need to finish hooking up the power lines. They're using an extra large amount from that other side. We could change this by setting half of these to do the inside. So if we do this, I believe it'll pick up from the inside. Yes. Or, no, we want them to pick up from the outside. Yeah, so switch it over here. There we go. So let's copy this one with this one. Okay. Probably should do the same thing with this as well. Those scanners are probably pretty close to done, but let's leave them plugged in for now. Okay. There's that. Yeah, it's turning into an obstacle course here. We've got a pretty narrow... Yeah. Pretty narrow pathway right there, and I just ruined it. Guess I'll have to come in through here. But the second half of this is increasing our production of plates down here. And it's as simple as just replacing these Mark I furnaces with Mark IIs, which we can now make. And they're also 1.5 speed, so the ratio should be the same. So let's make a copy of the more efficient pattern first, which is right here. Although we're probably going to have to modify it a bit because of the power lines and the inserters and that stuff, but it's close enough. Probably want to empty all of this. I'll just pick it up by hand. I'll let all that kind of empty out. Well, looks like these are good. So I'll let those take their course. Alright, so we need to clear out all this space. This could be a tight fit in here. Let's see. Well, our ingots can go down here, the bypass, because they're going to need to go down to get turned into steel. But we can pull some of it off to the side to get turned into plates. So let's place this here. Let's drop these better machines in their place. And we're just going to use the standard recipe for iron here. We don't have any of those other ingots we can use for now. Except we don't want copper. We want iron. There we go. Looks like we're low on all sorts of things. For now, though, just inserters, so let's grab some of those. Let's see, I'll just put the inserters in here, or at least some of them. Alright, now that these machines are faster, we're going to need more inserters. It's 12 ingots every 4 seconds times 1.5 divided by 2.3, so we need actually 2, just barely. And then the output is about the same. It's 1 per second, but at a speed of 1.5, so 1.5 per second. It might be slightly better to make these near inserters right here. And let's replace all these junk wooden poles with some steel ones. Let's see, probably in the middle, right there. Will that reach? Oh, it does. There we go. That seems to cover everything. So we need 3 of these. Not sure about the placement of everything here, but let's just place them down. And since things are getting pretty tight, we might as well jam it in there as close as it can get. So let's make this copy. Get rid of that. And then place them down. I'll leave one space there just in case. But one right here. One right there. And see, that's in their way. So let's just delete this for now. I'll have to wait till the robots get out of the way. Looks like they can pick up all of this because that's empty. Power's out. Imagine that. Okay, we just need to upgrade some machines now. Looks like I don't have any spares in there. And out of circuit boards. We're gonna need to get the copper flowing because all those machines are empty. We might need to hook up steel since we're out of it in the inventory. I'm thinking these machines are probably going to be pretty close. Well, they've still got some, so I guess we're okay for a little while. But I still would like to hook it up. Just to mark it, it's this line right here. Okay, so if we do a little bit of zigzag, we can get to it. Let's see, we're going to need to combine all of these belts. Do something like this. Short on stone bricks. Yeah, thinking of stone bricks, how are we doing with the reverse factory? Okay, pretty close. One more pass and it'll be done. Power's okay? Seems like it. Alright, there we go. So now we just need to hook all these things up. It might be worthwhile to move some of these belts around just to keep them straight. Because up here is the ingots. And if we're willing to change places, right here, the belts will look a little straighter. Oops. Looks like we're short on belts anyway, so we need to grab more. And there goes the bypass. So now that we have that, can we make more of these? Well, the ratio is still the same, where we still need one steel ingot machine to a standard iron ingot machine. And since we have 3 iron ingot machines total, at most we can only support 3 of these blast furnaces. So I see no need to redo it, basically. 2 out of 3 is pretty good production. But what we do need to do is drop some replacements in. Probably should check the truck to see if there's any extras in it. Also, I think the truck needs some fuel, so let's drive it down there. Oh, that's going to be a tight fit. Oof. Same here. Oof. Yeah, we need some power lines right here. I guess like that. Yeah, it automatically puts anything that it can burn in that slot, so that's a little annoying. There we go, full on fuel again. Looks like we did have a machine in there. A couple. Okay. There we go. Then the induction furnace. And then we need 3 casting machines. I'll just leave that half wooden pole, half steel pole. Good enough. Okay, because the input for this is 24 iron ingots every 4 seconds times 1.5, which is 9. And that's the 4 blue inserters. And since we need a fuel inserter, I have to put one in the middle there. What about output? 6 every 4 seconds times 1.5. 1 blue will still work, just barely, but it'll work. So we just need some power poles. Okay. This should work at full power. Nope, but we have to connect the belt all the way. Seems like it's working. And now we just need to hook up the iron, which I believe we switched over to be on this belt, correct? Yes. Although we're going to want it to also be the high-speed belts. Let's put a connection right here just to empty these machines, and then we can pick them up. Just so we can empty them out. This is all the time we have for today, so I'll see you on the next episode.